Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the card deck Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle Cards by PC Cast and Colette Baron Reid. This is a 50 card deck, and it is based off of the book series, the young adult book series by PC Cast, and the box is a hard cardboard, so it is protective of your cards. If you're putting them in your bag or they're getting, transported somewhere, they're not going to get crumpled or anything like that. The cards themselves have a gilded edge, and it's gilded with silver, as you can see. It's very reflective. One thing that does bother me about this deck is that the corners are not rounded. They are very sharp. Like, sometimes they're not rounded, but they're not super sharp. These are like sharp corners. They will stab you and it will hurt. Another downside is that when I first got the decks, not so much now, but when I first got the deck, the silver gilding got everywhere. It's kind of like glitter. It's not like huge clumps, but it's like glitter throughout your box and on your hands after you've handled them for a while. Another thing that I'm not really a fan of this deck is that I am someone who, when I'm giving a card reading, I shuffle and I let the cards fall out on their own. This has a hard time doing this for whatever reason. The cards are thicker, so maybe that's why. But for whatever reason, they don't like to fall out on their own. The back of the cards look like this, with a kind of simple filigree pattern around the edge, and they have a 3-moon symbol in the middle. I'm not really sure what that's called, so I'm not gonna like butcher it and ruin it for people. The cards themselves are really pretty, and they have a short description of what the card means at the bottom. And a lot of the cards are based off of the characters in the book, so if you're not familiar with the book series, this might be a harder deck to read for you. I know some of the characters in the book, generally, the main character and some of her friends are listed in this deck. Like, the main character's name is Zoe, and so this is Zoe's card, and it says individuality. And it's a really pretty deck. It really is, but it is, harder to use if you're not familiar with the book series. The cards themselves measure to just under 3.5 inches wide and just under 5 inches tall. So it isn't a huge deck, but it isn't a small deck either. I have really big hands, so it is almost palm size for me, but it's not small enough for me to really call it palm size. So it is on the medium side of things, if you're concerned about that. The guidebook it does not list the cards in alphabetical order, which to me is very frustrating because it's harder for me to find a card if I need to find a description. Let's say I'm doing a reading and I get the card individuality and I'm trying to look for it, and even though it has the number at the top, it's easier for me to just find it alphabetically and find it that way rather than looking at the numbers. But if that doesn't bother you, then that shouldn't be a problem. The descriptions of the cards are usually 1 page long. They're not very long, not very lengthy. Same thing as long. But they're just very straight to the point usually, and I do appreciate that in this deck. The book does not have card spreads in it, so if you are looking for a card spread in a guidebook for a card deck, you're not going to find it in here. But other than that, this is a pretty good deck, especially if you read the book series and you're really familiar with it. I think that you would enjoy it because you would be able to read it easier. And the cards fit to the box. They are basically the same size, so they won't jostle around or anything like that. It's not that bad. It's a really great deck otherwise, pretty easy to read, and that's kind of the gist of it. But if you guys are interested in finding this card deck on Amazon, I will post the link down below. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and a like. If you are interested, please subscribe, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Bye.